100 years ago this month, two teams of explorers raced to the most remote, inhospitable destination on Earth, the South Pole. Roald Amundsen led his Norwegian expedition swiftly across the Antarctic ice, while their British rivals, under the command of Captain Robert Falcon Scott, trailed behind. Amundsen and his men claimed victory on December 14, 1911. Unaware that they'd been bested, the British team arrived at the pole just over a month later, only to discover Amundsen's tent and Norwegian flag. Second place was cold comfort indeed. On their return, pummeled by storms and starvation, Scott and his companions would go on to perish in the freezing cold, just 11 miles from a supply depot where they might have taken refuge. Getting yourself to destination Antarctica is quite a bit easier and safer these days. Our Josh Landis of the Fast Draw worked there as a young National Science Foundation journalist a few years ago. So for the centennial, we sent him back.
This is the ultimate in southern exposure, Antarctica. Down at the South Pole, it's another balmy day. The temperature hovering around 15 degrees below zero. Across the continent, the Antarctic summer, which runs November through February, is in full swing. And the sun is shining 24 hours a day. A load of scientists, journalists, and supplies has just arrived at the South Pole's new Amundsen Scott Research Station. It's the pride and joy of the National Science Foundation, which is in charge of America's presence in Antarctica. More than 200 researchers enjoy creature comforts you might not expect at the end of the Earth.
Look down at your toes.
Pilates classes to help keep in shape, and gourmet meals to keep caloric intake as well as morale high. And should the selections from the station's outdoor freezer become monotonous, there's even a little greenery on the vine.
We have cantaloupe, peppers, tomatoes, basil, thyme.
If the polar station resembles a space station, it's no coincidence. This is the closest you can get to being out of this world without leaving the planet. Although the landscape appears flat, the pole actually sits atop an ice pack almost 2 miles high. The climate is drier than the Sahara Desert, and this is the purest air on Earth. The high altitude, the clear air, and the fact that winters boast months of 24-hour darkness all make the South Pole an astronomer's paradise.
South Pole is just this great place to get this beautiful window to look out from the Earth, out through our galaxy, and look far away and, believe it or not, see toward the origin of the universe.
Astrophysicist John Carlstrom is using this giant dish telescope to spot cosmic radiation created when the universe was formed 14 billion years ago.
We're essentially developing the baby picture, a snapshot of the universe when it was an infant.
While some look toward outer space, others at the pole have turned inward. For Project IceCube, researchers are planting sensors more than a mile into the ice, searching for evidence of neutrinos, some of the smallest particles known to science. Detecting neutrinos has proven to be next to impossible, but they may be the key to proving or disproving Einstein's theory of relativity. And that explains why Dennis Dooling and his team have come so far to attempt something so unique.
We're the best of the best because we're the only ones. You know, it's easy to be the best in your field when you're the only ones doing it.
The same can be said for much of what goes on in Antarctica. 850 miles from the pole, scientists survey the McMurdo Dry Valleys, a sweeping landscape of rock and sand that defies the image of a continent completely buried in ice and snow.
This is an otherworldly place, and that's no exaggeration. Scientists are studying these valleys for clues as to what it may be like on other planets.
It's frozen all year round, and a cold day in Antarctica is actually like an average day on the surface of Mars.
Ecologist Joseph Levy says lessons learned here could even help in the search for alien life.
It's the coldest, highest, driest place where predators prey on primary producers, on little herbivores, on algae. And so it's a lab where we can really understand the fundamentals of how ecosystems work.
But if you're looking for some more familiar life forms,
these penguins are undaunted by anything. And they have just a really good attitude, and they don't have self-doubts. And that's like a combination you could never beat, and, you know, if you're a human.
marine ecologist David Ainley has spent the past 25 years keeping tabs on the progress of these Adelie penguins, the southernmost colony of penguins in the world. Even a seasoned scientist like Ainley can be awed by what it takes to survive in this place.
The thing about the Antarctica is the forces are incredible. There's just no, like, nice, comfortable, warm evenings. And
No, this is not a place you come to for comfort or for ease of travel. Antarctica is a place you come to experience and study nature at its most extreme and its most awe-inspiring.